Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Summer of Sport, which kicks off today. Summer of Sport is a BookTube event created by Mark at Book Time with Elvis, designed to throw a spotlight on the kind of reading that is very popular but doesn't always get talked about on BookTube, and that is sports-related literature, fiction and nonfiction. I think it's a great idea. I've had a lot of fun with Summer of Sport in its previous incarnations. I believe I am one of the co-hosts this year, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. It's all summer long, and it's very easy to do. Read a book that has sports as a key or integral part of its plot or its theme or whatnot, and you have participated in Summer of Sport. Now, I have been eager for a lot of BookTube June events, and I waited dutifully. I did not start ahead. I started my June readings after midnight last night, so that technically I have started all these things in June, and there was a bit of the winds of chance involved in my first pick for Summer of Sport, and I'm resolved that my first pick for Summer of Sport is not an omen. There's a part of me that, of course, is tempted, an Irish bog trotter part of me that is tempted to believe in omens, but I am not going to do that. I am not going to believe in omens. Some of you may remember the psychodrama that developed over last year's Summer of Sport, where I wanted to spend all summer reading really good, meaty books on sport, especially nonfiction, memoirs and histories and whatnot, especially sports I'm not all that familiar with. But there was a certain kind of sports-related literature that was pulling at me the whole time, often pulling me down into the savanna grass. And I would shake myself free, and I would try to read something else, and I would get pulled down again. And judging by last night's reading, you might, if you were prone to think of omens, you might think that my Summer of Sport was likewise cursed this year as well, because the book that I read last night was Blaine Bellamy's book, Step in the Zone, which is not only a gay, it's a gay hockey romance. And I wouldn't have thought it possible. This is a 2025 release. That's the only way that it's possible. I was under the impression that thanks to the last two Summer of Sports, I've read every gay hockey romance, but I guess they make new ones. Nevertheless, I am laughing, tra-la-la, because I don't believe this is an omen. I will be doing lots of sports-related reading all summer long. Summer Sport is one of those BookTube events that's very relaxed. It's not concentrated to a month. You can just add a book to your TBR, or many books to your TBR in my case, so I'm not worried about any omens. Tra-la-la. This just happened to be the first one, that's all. I will not be spending all summer reading gay hockey romances. I feel certain of that. But I read this one. And it is the story of two teenage boys who become stepbrothers. And the reason that they are so young, they're both 18, is because the story has to have them living with each other. If they became stepbrothers in a less conventional way, where they're both grown and their father just takes a father takes a separate wife, well, then you wouldn't have the category descriptor that is so common in modern romances of forced proximity. You do have that here, because Raphael and Cody are forced into proximity with each other by the fact that they become stepbrothers. Both of them love hockey. And I guess that is this thing's toehold on Summer of Sport. There are several points in this book. There are several points in this story where I am sure I'm not the only reader who's going to look up from the page and say, "Oh yeah, hockey," because it's not all that prominent in this book. Not really. Raphael is a bad boy. They're both handsome, needless to say. They're both extremely personable, needless to say. They're both sexy, needless to say. But Raphael is a bad boy. He has been damaged. There's an incident, a trauma that haunts him from his earlier life. And Blaine Bellamy does a very good job of parceling that out, of revealing that. There is really good writing, really, really good, I don't want to say good slop writing. You know what I mean. This is meant to be entertained. It's not Pushkin. It's meant to be entertaining, but it does more than just entertain, because there's more to Raphael. And Cody is the favored child. He seems on the surface never to have had a single moment of adversity in his life, and is immediately attracted to Raphael. And Raphael is immediately attracted to him as well. But Raphael at first has the idea that I will I am mad at this whole situation. I'm angry with this whole stepbrother thing. So I'm going to hurt Cody, my new stepbrother. But I'm not going to hurt him by pounding on him or poisoning him or something like that. Instead, I'm going to seduce him and break his heart. I'm going to give him the worst coming out imaginable. And that resolution on Rafe's part doesn't last very long. Another element that Blaine Bellamy does well in this book is show you organically how these two start to like each other. In addition to how they start to lust for each other, or how they start to, even at the end of the book, love each other. There's also liking, which is a separate thing. It's harder. It's more delicate to write about. It's harder to get right. And Blaine Bellamy does mostly get it right. Of course, these two stepbrothers, they don't wait for that. They don't wait until they feel that way about each other. And that is another interesting element of this book. One of the interesting elements, of course, was necessitated by the forced proximity thing, which is that they have to be boys. They have to be 18. And another interesting element of the book is how little that stops Blaine Bellamy from sex scenes. Oh my God. No, it doesn't stop him at all. From rootin' tootin', rip snorting, Zamboni strong sex scenes. That again, they are not infrequent in the course of the novel, and the sexual tension is right there along with them. And those scenes will again make you say, "Oh yeah, hockey," because this is only nominally a hockey romance. Nevertheless, made it across the finish line for Summer of Sport to kick off the season. I am confident that this will not be the only reading that I do for Summer of Sport. There are lots of other sports books out there, but this is how we started. We started with gay hockey romance, and I enjoyed it. On one level, the bog trotter in me is saying, "Oh, it's a bad omen. You should be wary of bad omens." But on the other side, the reader in me is saying, "This was lively. It was not at all an insult to the intelligence. It's a pretty good start. It isn't a good start categorically in the category that I want. I don't want to be locked again into a Summer of Sport where I am reading every gay hockey romance in the world. I don't understand why romance writers, gay and straight, find hockey players so fascinating. I really don't. But I guess maybe these writers get one look at Sidney Crosby when he was a boy and think, well, they're all like that. No, they're not all like that. They're all monsters. But nevertheless, I don't need to offer this apologia because I am not going to be reading gay hockey romances all summer long. So I started off with one, and I wasn't disappointed. It was pretty good. In a lively, saucy kind of way. It was pretty good. So that's how I'm starting off for Summer of Sport. I will throw more sports books on the reading diet as the months progress. So I will wrap this up for now, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.